Greetings, members one and all of the Salivation Nation. This can keep your silver from tarnishing. Let's explore. Toned silver coins can be pretty to look at. There are people who do collect coins because of their toning, both in silver and in copper. In fact, sometimes it's difficult to tell the difference between artificial toning and natural toning. This one, to me, looks like it's been artificially toned. BCGS has graded some coins with some nice toning on them, but it kind of makes you wonder if it's been genuine or from the natural environment or if it's been done artificially. Silver is a type of metal that certainly does react scientifically to the elements. I'm going to talk about that here momentarily, but there are different ways that coins can tone. Some people don't want their coins to tone. Certain proof coins, for instance, you may want to keep pristine, and even some uncirculated pieces you may want to keep pristine. So therefore, in order to get the shiny silver that you're accustomed to seeing at the fresh from the mint, silver that is nice and bright, well, it requires a little bit of work on our parts on how we store it. And storing it is certainly key in a cool, dry place, but there's something else that can help that. And that's what we're going to talk about here. This is an article from housedigest.com. And even though it's not related to coins, in fact, the image in front of you will probably make most of us cringe. A toothbrush to your silver, even silver that is not utilized in coins or bars or rounds. I don't think it's really that great of an idea to take a toothbrush to it. But in any event, this is what we're seeing in this picture. But there's something else that can be used to keep your silver from tarnishing, because that is what you would use to clean. There are dips that you can use. In fact, the one called Easy Est is what most coin people use, coin collectors use to clean their silver to get the tarnish removed from it. If it's done very quickly, it does not degrade the silver, and it's likely really not noticeable unless you keep it dipped in there for long, because it's a powerful agent for sure. We all have a special case of good silver stored safely for special occasions. And in this case, this is referring to silverware and the like. But we have silver that we do use that we store for wealth preservation. However, taking it out to see it's tarnished can be heartbreaking, unless that's your thing. According to the Sheffield Assay Office, the copper in sterling silver combines with sulfur-containing gases in the air to generate a coating of the compound copper sulfide, which is what makes the material tarnish. But it can also happen to 3/9 pure silver as well. Sterling silver is an alloy that consists of silver and base metals such as copper. In fact, its percentage is 925. Even though it tarnishes less easily, pure silver will still react with sulfur to produce silver sulfide. In addition, the color of the tarnish that forms on silver changes as the tarnishing process continues due to a phenomenon known as thin film interference. And that already sounds pretty harrowing for sure. This means that the light that strikes the tiny layer of corrosion on the silver splits into two reflections, one off the top surface and the other beneath the tarnish. Some of the colors are lost because of the interference when the light from the top and bottom of the plaque recombines. Luckily, there is a secret tip that you may never have thought of to keep your silver from being tarnished. And really, it's what it is chalk. Yes, indeed. And that alone should make you cringe as well, because I'm not talking about storing your silver in chalk, and they aren't either. Storing your silverware with some chalk will keep the items looking as good as new. They recommend wrapping some chalk with some cheesecloth and placing it with your silver, so you have a barrier between the chalk, which can be abrasive. it's cheap and an effective way to save yourself the trouble of having to replace your expensive silver. Of course, you wouldn't have to replace it if it was tarnished. You just dip it, but that's another story. A pretty handy tip. According to Sheffield Assay Office, chalk absorbs moisture and prevents it from gathering in your silver storage box or case or safe. Wrapping your silver will ensure it doesn't touch the chalk, which will still do its job effectively. So it essentially absorbs the moisture in the air. There may be other things that do that as well, but chalk is definitely probably one of the most effective ways. They also note that it's equally important to make sure you don't store your silver somewhere humid or hot, just as an attic or a basement. Keeping it in a dry, cool space, such as a drawer or a cabinet, will keep it as safe as possible while ensuring the chalk takes care of the moisture that gets in it. And really, that's about storing it properly. Something Borrowed explains that there are more steps you can take to make sure your silver is maintained. For example, they emphasize the importance of avoiding storing your silver in units that include plastic or rubber, or that are made of these materials. That's PVC. You don't want PVC on your silver. And that means your flips. Most flips that you buy these days, by the way, are non-PVC. But the PVC flips definitely put in a very thick film on your silver. And I've actually have some coins that are stored in that manner, and boy, they are ugly. And it is not a pleasant sight, and it's not easy to get all of that stuff off without using abrasive materials either. You must also ensure that chemicals don't come in contact with your silver. Cosmetics may react with your silver jewelry, so ensure you keep them separately. Do not store your makeup next to your silver. Do not put lipstick on your silver. If I hadn't told you that, I know most of you out there would have just instinctively done that. So I want to provide that public service announcement to not put any mascara, no makeup, no blush, none of the other materials that you put on your face. Do not put that on your silver. Yes, indeed. Storing each piece of silver individually will prevent scratches, which might occur if you keep many pieces together in the same place. That's a no-brainer. Now, obviously, for stackable silver, people put it in tubes, or obviously clanking together in a tube. But otherwise, it's good to keep that stuff separate. There are a few household items that can also help you get rid of tarnish if it does occur. You can use laundry detergent, cornstarch, ketchup, or even hand sanitizer. These are all items you might have around your house. Lemon lime soda, window cleaner, and hair conditioner are also great, although I'd be very cautious about approaching that with your bullion, coins, or rounds or bars, or especially collectible coins. In fact, I would not use any of that stuff on collectible coins. But nonetheless, so there you have it. What an interesting story. What a fascinating way to be able to store your silver from something that's not a coin collecting or a precious metals website. And there you can see different levels of toning on each of these spoons. So there you go. Interesting indeed. Let me know what your thoughts are. How do you store your silver? And have you had pieces that have accidentally toned? I know I have, and I've shown them in some videos, and will continue to show those in videos. Some of those are kind of neat. Others, maybe not so much. But and have you ever artificially toned your coins? I've always thought it was kind of interesting to see how it's done artificially. And it would be interesting to see as well toned coin that has multiple different colors on different areas of the coin. There's got to be a way that that can be done in a way, like, for instance, make the face green, make the hair purple, make the cap, make that yellow or something to that extent, and make the rest of it just not toned at all. I wonder if there's a way that that can be done. My guess is there probably is, but I've not seen it yet. Otherwise, rainbow toning is something that some people enjoy on coins. For me, for bullion, not the biggest fan of it for the most part, but there are rare examples where I think it looks kind of cool. But let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. I'd like to extend a multitude of gratitude to you all for taking the time to watch, and to encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.